Black residents in Mississippi in a town have been terrorized by local police. A new lawsuit details what has been happening, and we've covered the chief of police of this community before. I'm going to get into that. The civil rights and legal advocacy organization JULIAN has filed suit on behalf of 5 Mississippi residents. The plaintiffs are claiming numerous incidents of Black residents being falsely arrested, unreasonable searches, and unreasonable use of force by the local police. Now, I believe them because the police chief admitted he does this, all right? The complaint alleges that sometimes after Black residents began filing official complaints against the police in July 2021, there was an increase in harassment, threats, and false arrest by the Lexington Police Department. According to the complaint, over 200 Black residents have lobbied either formal or informal complaints involving negative interactions with the Lexington Police Department. Now, to contextualize this police department is very small. This city, this community is not a huge community. It further alleges violations of residents' First, Fourth, and 14th Amendment rights. The complaint outlines instances of roadblocks near Black communities, Black high school during school-held events, but no comparable treatment events in white neighborhoods or the white school. Several specific incidents of retaliatory arrest and detentions of multiple Black residents are noted for the record. Former Chief Sam Dobbins, whom we heard boasting about killing 13 people while on duty, including a Black person, said he shot that N-word 119 times. He was named in the complaint for a different incident. Now remember, this guy is talking to a Black cop and saying, I shot that N-word. And he proceeds to tell you what he did. He also said he has covered up murders for other cops. He said all of this while being recorded. Here it is.
Let me explain something to you. Come on, you're gonna get in some in the street, and there's only gonna be one man fighting for you. All right? Yeah. And it's gonna be me, okay? Don't ever ruin that, all right? Because these other they'll let you fry, okay? I killed 13 men in my career. Okay, justified. In my career, I have shot and killed in the line of duty 13 different people.
You just shot so many.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Justified, bro.
Okay.
Ask around. Hey, they ain't gonna tell you no. Got a big corn shootout, man. The cornfield over there. Jimmy Dale Thomas, he worked it. Justified, bro. I shot that 119 times. Okay. I don't give a if you kill a with cold blood.
Right.
Do you hear what I'm saying? I will articulate to fix the problem. And I'm the only man in the business here that's smart enough to do it, I promise. I don't talk years. I don't talk. I ain't got nothing for you.
Why isn't that police chief under criminal investigation? He has admitted to covering up murders. He has said he shot 13 people. We need to know who. He also said he shot that N-word 119 times, proving that he had bias in the assault against that individual. Where is the investigation? Community residents are saying this is normative behavior of that police department. Well, obviously it is. Look at the leadership. There's more. Plaintiff Eric Redmond, who's a former law enforcement officer, described an incident involving Dobbins and other police officers. According to the complaint, Redmond went to the station to post bail for his sister, only to learn her bail amount had nearly tripled without explanation. Redmond reportedly wanted a reason for the change in bail and was instead met with aggressive action from the arresting officer at the behest of Dobbins. Community residents also told the Mississippi Center for Investigative Reporting that Dobbins' replacement was not much better. Jill Collin Jefferson, president and founder of JULIAN, also said from her conversations with the residents, little has changed since Dobbins was fired. Background on Dobbins' replacement. Interim Lexington Police Chief Charles Henderson, whom also was named in the complaint, allegedly propositioned about 12 women for sex. When they refused, he gave them a ticket and arrested them, with one of whom spending 3 months in detention. Let's go to the other leader, the mayor of the community. Let's put a picture up. Her name is Robin McCrory. She, the mayor, was arrested in 2006 for assault. The mayor and the city clerk engaged in physical combat during a dispute over voided checks. But no judge, no trial date was ever set. It simply disappeared. Once again, these individuals work for the community of Lexington, the taxpayers. Those are the people you are accountable to, Mr. and Mrs. Police Officer. You have failed to realize the first dynamic duty that you have: to serve. Not to lord over, not to be dictator, but to serve. Yasmin, thoughts on this?
Yeah, I remember this guy, the chief. I think we actually talked about him the last time that I was on this show, or another time I was on this show. And it's disheartening when we live in a country that's supposed to be the epitome of democracy, the biggest success story of democracy that the planet has ever seen. But it's still so hard for the masses to have their voices heard without getting drowned out by a horrible select few in well-placed positions in government. And we pretend that we're better than every other country in the world, that our problems are different from the ones that they have. But no, we have rampant corruption right here. We're not immune to it, we're not better. We need to be better, and I think we can be better, but we won't be until we actually start talking about these problems that we have plainly, without denying that they exist even. Like, we can't even get people to admit that these problems exist in this country. And we have to be able to talk about it without worrying about who feels uncomfortable about it, because uncomfortability is not more important than actual lives that are being impacted by people like this.
That's right, and the great irony is they're comfortable in their bigotry and racism. This was a white police chief talking to a black officer, one of his own guys, using the N-word over and over again, and not just using it, saying how he has killed N-words. He felt that comfortable to be evil. Well, you should feel even more comfortable when you're righteous.